and welcome to Elixir Forge. So today we are going to be talking about variables, functions, and modules. Yeah, so we're going to be treating these three topics. So let me do another block, and this is going to be for functions. So in our last videos, we talked about kernel, we talked about what is Elixir, and yeah, we have been doing various videos and just talking about various things in Elixir. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you for watching our videos every time. We love you guys, and thank you for the comments and the likes and everything. Please stay to the end of these videos and subscribe if you're a new subscriber. Thank you, and we love having you here. So we're going to start with variables. So what are variables? So variables are what is used to bind to a data or to a term. So it might not be a part, it might not be a data, it might be a struct, but whatever you use to bind A to B. So what we mean by A to B is that A is a pattern. Whatever you use to bind to the term, which is B, is a variable. So we know we're going to be saying three things about variables, yeah, which are the guidelines for you to know. Number one is that variables are lowercase. Yeah, so variables name are lowercase. So if you're gonna do something like this, my variable, so this is so we're gonna use, this is us using a camel case here now, and we say is equals to Ijoma. It's gonna throw us an error, no match of the right hand side, because variables are supposed to be in lowercase and must be a snake variable. So if we do like this, yes, and variable can have a question mark. You can do is check and do it as a true. So we use most time is check and question mark for when we are dealing with boolean. So we can do raise error. So we can say raise error and do something like this and says error code, and this is also a way of naming a variable. But what we can do is that variables, as we said, another thing is that variables are mutable. Yeah, variables are mutable. That means you can use a particular variable for another term. So we wrote my name is Ijoma. No, my variable is Ijoma. I can go to that further to say my variable is equals to hello Ijoma, and Elixir won't say, oh, but my variable is being used. No, variables can be used over and over again, and Elixir is not going to throw an error to say, oh, but my variable has been used. But if I go ahead to do something like this, to say Ijoma equals to new variable, you're going to see the system is going to scream at me and say error undefined variable, my new variable, because data or terms are immutable. So data are immutable. You cannot use one data you have passed to use it to another variable, because the data are being stored as they are being created. So what do we mean by data are being stored as they are being created? I would take a crayon now to wipe this off. Okay, I think I should make it a bigger. Yeah, so this is a cleaner. I've wiped the board. So I'm going to bring it back here, and this is my system. So this is memory space 1, this is memory space 2, this is memory space 3, and this is memory space 4. So what happened was that I named my variable Ijoma, right? So when I name my variable Ijoma, this is Ijoma here. The system creating, I have a crazy handwriting when it comes to writing on other stuff, but this is what I mean by now. This is what I mean by memory storage. So this is one memory storage here, just call it 1, and it has been stored over here. So if I'm passing Ijoma over here again, and it is the same variable, it's the same data over here, I'm trying to create this data again. It's gonna throw me an error that okay, Ijoma already exists, and this new variable is not what is holding Ijoma, because what Ijoma is binded to is my variable. So Ijoma is bounded to, I'm going to put the variable here that Ijoma is binded to. So Ijoma is binded to my variable. So why are you now trying to, Ijoma is binded to my variable? Why are you now trying to pass out to? Why are you trying to pass out to? So yeah, why are you trying to pass out to new variable? So why are you trying to pass out to new variable? So this elixir over here does something. It's like does something very special. So it's like one partner. So this is like a partner here, a husband. So it's a husband and wife be joined together. But that doesn't mean that the husband here cannot go ahead to marry a new wife. Yeah. So the husband can go ahead to marry a new wife called called Luchi. So the husband has gone ahead to marry a new wife called Luchi. But if the man tries to go and marry a new husband called new variable, the system is gonna be saying, no, Ijoma, you're already married to my variable. What are you looking for with new variable? But this my variable now can go ahead to leave Oluchi, create a bound again with Ngozi. You see this my variable is a very greedy person, So now what happened is that there's this trash can over here. So let's see this trash can over here as a priest. So this trash can over here is a priest, and this trash can is going to say, okay, my variable over here has left this sister Ijoma and went to Oluchi. So Ijoma currently is just taking space in the house. So Oluchi wants to move her things to Ijoma's room. So this garbage collection collects this thing and put Ijoma into this garbage and dispose Ijoma. So when you dispose Ijoma, this space, once the garbage is empty, this space that was holding Ijoma becomes free. So Ijoma no longer exists in that family. It's no longer a tree or a partner in that family. Now we have Oluchi. But this my variable left Oluchi too. Yeah, so this my variable too left Oluchi too. Yeah, left Oluchi for Ngozi. So the garbage collection is the priest. You notice again, Oluchi, my variable have left you for Ngozi, so you're no longer in the trash. So you put Oluchi in the garbage collection, and the space that Oluchi collected, the new space that Oluchi created when she came into the house has been moved away. So now Oluchino is no longer in the house, Ijoma is no longer in the house, and now we have a new person called Ngozi. So my variable is now rebounded to Ngozi. So these three spaces are empty. So if a new variable comes in and the new variable called themselves Ijoma, if this new variable comes in and is being created, it creates itself. That means Ijoma finally got a new husband that wants to bind with her. My variable has bounded with Hello Ijoma. The system does not show an error because it's noticed that a garbage collection have happened. My variable has left Ijoma to go to this, so Ijoma is free to be bounded with another variable. So, and even if Ijoma is still bearing, you can, as long as this is a new variable, you can bear it with any data or any terms you like. So this new variable, his wife also name can be Ijoma, and this my variable can be Ijoma, and it's not bounded yet to anything. And the system will not try out to say, oh, but Ijoma, no, because these two are two different variables hosting two different things or bounded to two different things. I hope that is explanatory enough. So let's go to modules. So when we talk about modules are collection of function. So module is a house that hosts function. Without module, a function cannot exist. What do you mean? What do you mean by without module, a function cannot exist? So let's go ahead and check it out. Do an end. So we're gonna say I will put hello, I am a function. So we might put we don't have to put parentheses. That's the sweet thing. This is a no arithmetic, it doesn't have any argument, you don't have to put parentheses. So if I say hello, I am a function. Hello, I am a function and evaluate it. So you see, it cannot be called outside a module. So a module is a host of function. So what we mean by a module is a host of function is let's come back to this our sketching part here. Let's come back over here. So we're gonna draw what a module is and what the function is. I believe practical way is the best way to learn. So when you go the theoretical aspect, you have to be practical about what you are saying. So that's why I'm going through this practical aspect too. So this is now module here, this giant house. So we're going to take it as this house now. And this house have room A for IJ, okay, room B for Benny, I'm sorry, room B for Benny, okay, and we're gonna just give it a room, and room C for Annie. So what happened was that these three room, they are only in existence because this house is governing them. So if you take this IJ now and you want to now, you feel like, oh, IJ should be on her own, it's going to throw an error because there is nobody governing IJ. Like, who is IJ? Where is she coming from? The system cannot compile IJ's code because it's not seeing IJ coming from somewhere. There's nobody hosting IJ. But if there's a module over here, which is this big house, and IJ is over there, the way you now call IJ is that you call IJ with the module name. So we're going to say module dot IJ. So we are trying to say IJ belongs to this module. So that's in essence what's happening over here, and that's why it threw an error that cannot invoke outside a dev module. So we're going to, this is how we call a dev module. So we use dev module and we're going to say hello, do and end. We're going to call this function over here. So we're going to call this function, we're going to put it here, and we're going to call it to say hello dot hello. So we say we call function with the module. So you see, it said hello, I'm a function, and it writes it well without throwing an error because it has been able to say who is roofing this function. So there are two things we are supposed to know. Module's name are being written in camel case. So the first letter of a module name is in capital letter. Please take note. Thank you for watching the video till now. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And a function name is written in a small letter, and a module most developers in Elixir love to write module in camel case. So if I'm writing a two name module in camel case, I will do like this. That is the approved principle for writing a module name. Why a function can be written, so every principles being governed in a variable is also assigned to a function. So the key point I want us to take note here is that Elixir compiles code through by module. Elixir doesn't compile code through function. No, it compiles code through module to say this is a module, and a module is an atom. But when we're treating about atom, we'll explain why we said a module is an atom. So Elixir compiles its code by saying this is a module and it has this function and this function and this function and this function. That's how it compiles its code. Thank you for sticking to this video to the end. Love you. Bye. See you in the next video.